Welcome back. We're here for the North schools in our coverage area. We have 5 of them in the playoffs this year, and a couple of surprises. We'll start off with one of those surprises, Downers Grove North. They kind of limped into the postseason this year, 5-4, but they can rebound. They have hope. They got Batavia, who moved up from 6A to 7A. They're 9-0, but remember Batavia almost lost to one of our other teams, Notre Dame, last year. So I think this is a chance Downers North can take them. I mean, I'm not saying they will, but I think they have a chance to win this game, even being an 8-1.
I think that they can. I don't think they will, but I think they can. Like I said, in the paper, fans read our point counterpoint, for a little bit more input on this all the stuff. But it's great that Downers North in the playoffs. You got a young quarterback, a sophomore quarterback. You got some young talent. Get in the playoffs now, see how it is. You'll learn how it is. It's so much easier to win your junior senior year when you're in early and you get a feel for that. You get a feel for the playoff atmosphere because the whole game changes. But I think they can even I wouldn't be shocked at all if they win this one. So yeah, I don't think they will. I think Batavia, their experience is just going to kind of lead them to it. But you know what? I wouldn't be shocked either way.
Yeah, I won't be shocked either way too. I agree with you though. I think Batavia. I think more than experience. I think Downers North's a little too one-dimensional. They lean a little too much on the run game. I don't think they're getting enough passing to win this game. And you look at it last year, and Notre Dame is probably a better team than Downers North as well. So, I mean that's kind of the way I would look at it in Class 7A. But there is that chance, and I just would like to see. I would like to see Plainfield Central. I'd rather have them play a 9-0 Batavia team than
I'll tell you.
I think a team like Downer, Plainfield Central, or Plainfield North could beat Batavia.
And now the other thing I will tell you, I used to cover Batavia back in the day. I've been to a Batavia game, at playoff time, and they bring a pretty ruckus crowd out there too. So they definitely have that home field advantage.
Yeah, so we both like them, and but hopefully maybe we can get a team sneak in there and get to the second round.
That'd be great.
And then we'll keep with 7A, and we got Bennett. And 7A, another team we didn't think was going to be here, but they're 8-1, and they got a home game, and it looks kind of pretty good for them right now.
I was saying the whole year, I don't know, we'll see about Bennett. I saw Bennett. I'm impressed. I had Jack Benevetti with the Jacks. I mean, you got Jacks all over the place out there. Jack Benevetti, Jack Urick, Jack Crane, Jack Toner. Like 25 Jacks on the team. I'm telling you, this is a good, solid, talented football team. Their passing game is, he was like 12 passes completed in a row at one point in time. I mean, the JCA pass defense, the defensive backs isn't that good. So linebackers could usually play it, and they were slipping receivers and slipping little, bubble screens and crossing patterns, deep balls. I mean, they have it from the 3-yard pass to the 30-yard pass. It's all in their arsenal. They can do it all, and they take what's given to them. They were trying the short stuff early. JCA stopped that. They went right to the mid-range and downfield stuff. I mean, they just progressed with what they had to do, and the line's good enough to get the thing. Lincoln Way East is my pick to win this thing. Bennett will see them at some point, before state. If they beat them, or Lincoln Way East is out of this thing somehow, I would not be surprised at all if Bennett's playing Champaign. Their offense impressed me that much.
That's quite a bold statement there, and they should get past the first game. And you look at, like you said, how far they can go. I think a second-round matchup with Oswego or Plainfield North could be a little factor, and it'd be quite interesting if it is either one. Well, whichever team they play, that team likes to pound the ball. So you're going to have the Bennett air attack against the Oswego or Plainfield North pounding offense. That could be a little challenge.
So does JCA. I mean, you figure JCA didn't have Ty Isaac. They had their 2 home balls. They had Tyler Reese and Mike Ivelo in there that just did that, just pound the football. There was no fancy outside running. It was what you're going to see with Jay Roberts, pounding the football. And neither of those 2 guys could do very, very much against them. And
we just said how Bennett's defense isn't that strong. I remember you saying, and now you're getting Bennett's defense strong.
Up front, they're good. So you break that second wave. You can do some things. If you had a guy who could get out around end, I think you're okay. Running up the middle was something that JCA couldn't really do against them too much. And so that could be a problem. But like you talk about Plainfield North, I saw Manuka, who's not a really good passing team. They had to scrap the pass after 2 weeks. They couldn't win with it. They put the ball in the air and moved the ball, very well against against Plainfield North the second half of that game. It took putting Palandak back there to play Stovall, the top receiver, to shut that down. You can put Palandak on anybody out there. Number one, he's not going to guard Urick because he's just Urick's a lot better receiver than Luke Stovall is. But even if you do stop him, you have there's so many weapons there that if Manuka can move the ball in the air for him, trust me, Bennett can move the ball in the air on him.
Yeah, Bennett definitely is set up to make a long push into the postseason.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can follow through with that. And then we go down to 6A. You got Notre Dame going in there, and they got a tough test in their first game. They're 5-4, and they're hitting the road as well. And
they talk about just winning games you should have won here and there, and not put yourself in a 5-4 position. I think they let a couple slip away, and I think they're gonna slip out of the playoffs right around the first round.
They got Grays like North, in that first round game, and that's just not going to be an easy game for them. But
no.
I think when you have Chris James on your team, though, you're going to stay. You're going to have a chance, and they're going to fight and have that chance. But yeah, the loss to Carmel could definitely doom them here, coming down towards the end of the season.
The funny thing is in this game, I think Chris James don't break any big runs, don't score too early. If Chris James could get his 4 or 5 yards of pop, take the ball downfield, keep Gray's leg on the sideline, just control the clock, control the tempo, and score. Then then you only need a couple defensive stops, control the ball, control the tempo, score. If Chris James breaks too many big ones and scores too quick, that could change the whole outcome of the game because now you're letting another talented offense get back on the field. If you go out and just control the ball and not score the ball right away, I think they're doing a lot better if they just do that.
Yeah, but neither of us, I think, like their output, like their chances this week.
No,
they could win, but another one where it just doesn't look like it's in the cards. And we'll move up to 8A, and you have Maine South. They give, I think it was Lane from Chicago, and it doesn't matter what Chicago pub. You see a Chicago school before the actual team name, and you just forget who cares.
Yeah, Maine South. I mean, they're not going to be challenged for a while in this thing. I mean, 8A is weak. They're strong. They might not see a challenge till Champaign. I mean, who knows? But I like Maine South just to roll.
Yeah, I agree. In the second round they're getting Conant or a New Trier team that they beat handily. So,
yeah.
Then they're going to play a Stevenson squad maybe that team that they beat earlier. Or they beat them last year and they want revenge on.
Yep.
Or Glenbrook North, who actually could be a little challenge there. But
they got little challenges, but I don't think they're going to be really tested until Champaign.
But I don't think Maine South is that dominant of a team. I mean, they've let these teams. Glenbrook South stayed in the game. Glenbrook South had a 14-0 lead on them this past week. Evanston came close. So I don't think Maine South's that dominant.
We talked to mention.
They're going to score. They're going to score 28, 35 points.
Right.
The question is, can a team get to that level against them?
Well, and the thing is when number one, like I was just saying about Notre Dame, you get to a team who can run the football. Matt Alvini can't score from the sidelines. So if you get to a team who can run and control the clock, control the football, and keep Alvini off the field, right there, that's helping them out. You get to a team, that you get to Champaign, you see a defense like Bolingbrook with those DBs back there. Sometimes now all of a sudden that Matt Alvini passing game isn't as fantastic dominant as it is against the New Triers of the world. So that's where I think they're one-dimensional this year. They don't have that power running game that to take the pressure off Alvini. So I think that's gonna that might hurt them when they get down to Champaign and everything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do offensively and what their defense can shore up the early a little bit sluggish times in there. And the last team is a team that's lost 4 straight games and started 5-0. Niles West, they're happy to be in the playoffs first time since I think it was 2002. It's all well and good and stuff, but you go to the playoffs to win the game. But going to Palatine is just not going to be an easy test for them.
No, they're in, but they're not going to win. It's just Palatine's a pretty tough team, and that's pretty. They're pretty much just going to take it. I mean, I'd like to see Niles West pull this thing off and keep this magic season going. I just don't see it. Like you said, there's on that downward trend. Start 5-0, you're going to end 0-5. I think I mean,
Just remember who said they were going to lose their last 4 games. This guy right here. I mean,
Yeah.
not like I was rooting for them to lose, but I just had that feeling they were playing tougher competition. But what gives me hope is that they played Evanston well, and it gives me hope
Yeah.
that they can be in this game. I mean, obviously Evanston's
Pelicans
not a
had a
great
tough
team.
squad though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Evanston's not a great team. They just snuck in at 5-4. So, but let's give you hope because I don't believe. Well, the coach can sit there and say, well, we'd be Westinghouse's in the playoffs or
Right.
Niles North or whatever. But I mean, they haven't been a true contender this year, and
Right.
that's what Palatine more or less is. So it's gonna be a tough call. It's gonna be a tough one. They're gonna need Jeremiah Jordan to step up here. He's been kind of quiet on the special teams front this year, so they need a couple return touchdowns from him to probably win this one. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and come back next week. I think we're guaranteed to have about 4 or 5 guarantees. Still left in the playoffs. Maybe, I think we agree the main South Bolingbrook's Bennett's. I think they're JCA. There's about 4 that are for sure. Hopefully we get 1 or 2 more that are still left. And
It's because we didn't pick them doesn't mean it can't happen. So
I know.
We can get 1 or 2 more upsets.
Let's
We
hope
hope we can.
we have 9 again next we talk about.
Yeah, hey, you never know. It could happen. And that would be a matchup. It'd be good to finally get a match. We got a matchup last year down or south at Bolingbrook. It'd be fun to get a Bennett and Plainfield North matchup.
Right, it'd be great.
So, hope that happens, and hope some of these other games happen, and hope your 7A championship pick goes out in the first round.
Hey, it could happen. John, go get him. I mean, I wouldn't be upset at all if the fighting John Jacksons go out there and take the Lincoln Way East, but I do think that they're the state champion 7A. So I think they're a state champion all right. I think they're best team in the state this year. Hands down.
I'm sticking with Columbia West. I think they are. So we'll see if
in
they play
Champaign.
each other.
Yeah.
So there you have it, and we'll be back next week and go for our Bugle Enterprise playoff teams this year, and we'll see you next week.